Have I harnessed the space-time continuum? Do I have a time turner in my sock drawer? Nope. I finally just built a system that works for my brain, my business, and my life, including my family. If you're running a business from home and you feel like you never have enough time, this method is going to change everything. For years, I was always behind. My house was messy, emails were unanswered, dinner was a mystery because I was trying to hustle harder instead of setting up systems. My Google Calendar, it used to look like a rainbow threw up on it. Now it is calm. It's like one of those influencers who always eats beige food and wears beige clothes. But before we go on, let's talk about the mistakes I've seen almost every business owner make because I made all of them too. Mistake number one is planning every day from scratch. You sit down with a vague idea of what you want to do, not an actual strategic plan, and somehow nothing gets done. Mistake number two is starting with busy work instead of deep work. You answer DMs, you tweak a Canva post, you check your email, and suddenly it's noon and your actual income producing task has not been touched. We call it easing in, but actually it is just a time-wasting trap. Mistake number three, letting your digital files live in chaos. This is one of the biggest things that I think sabotages so many of us. Here's what it looks like. Random file names, or file versions of everything, content and client files saved in 12 different places. You have a downloads folder with 800 plus items, and maybe you've noticed your computer slowing down, perhaps because there is just so much stuff on it. And you have no system for where things go or how to find them. And here is what that costs you. Time. You're wasting hours every week trying to find the right file, re-downloading things or recreating content that you've already made, but you can't locate. Money. You hit your cloud storage limit and you start paying for more space instead of cleaning it up, or you outgrow your laptop's capacity, which I have done more than once, not because you need more power, but because it is full of digital clutter. Your mental load, every time you think, where did I put that again? You drain a little bit more energy, focus, and patience. I used to keep absolutely everything, every freebie, every client, every note, every Canva draft, and quite often it would be in my downloads folder, or then I'd be like, oh, I need to keep it in a better spot. So then I'd like find a spot in my G drive. It was all over the place. I even once had a folder that I labeled important inside another folder that was also labeled new. And when my laptop was filled up, I bought a new one, like I said, because organizing felt harder than starting over. Can you relate to that? Mistake number four, expecting focus to happen by accident. Focus does not just show up like a magical fairy. You have to set the scene. If you don't have a plan, no protected time, no clear priority, then no real progress will happen. Here's how I run my 2-hour CEO block and how it actually fits into the rest of my life. This is one piece of what I call my planning triangle, the 3 tools I rely to keep everything running smoothly without overcomplicating it. So the very first thing is my planner. I love my Plum planner. I'll link it below. This is totally not sponsored, but I just love it. And I like this because it keeps my daily execution visible and tangible. Having this when I move into my 2-hour focus block is very helpful. Step 2 in my setup, the drive and the dashboard together. This is the most important part of my entire ecosystem because if I open my laptop and I immediately have to decide or search for something, then I am lost searching for that thing. I am looking for many different spots where it could be, then I am getting distracted. What am I doing? I'm checking my email. I'm going to Instagram. I'm already drained before I even start. And the third is the Google Drive, which is where I store everything. It needs to be tidy. So we have files, assets, swipe, copy, graphics, SOPs, organized and searchable. So I'll get to Notion and Drive in a second, but first the planner. The day before, once my focus work day is done, I will take 5 to 10 minutes to look at what is coming up. Then I open my dashboard, check my calendar, and I plot down the most important priorities for tomorrow. There's only a couple. Sometimes I'll put down, like I'm getting a massage or getting my hair done. That's in there because I don't want to miss those things. But there's no guessing, no scrambling in the morning, just a clear plan. I already have it trusted. It's laid out in front of me. So when I sit down for my focus moment, minutes, 2 hours, then it's ready to go. It is just like, I don't have to think about it. I can relax. So when I sit down to work, I open up my Minimalist business dashboard. It's quiet, it's simple, and it tells me exactly where I can go next. I have linked everything, my routines. I have got a content hub. I have client workflows. There's, YouTube, Instagram, all of that. So nothing is just floating around or left to chance. It is all in here right where I need it. And behind the scenes, my Google Drive is set up in a way that is methodical, it is standardized, and it is blissfully boring. Everything is broken down into 5 main folders, including serving clients, content creation. There's even one for personal and home, because forever I would get report cards from my kids and be like, where am I even gonna put these? Now they have a spot, and simple subfolders beneath everything else. Every file has a home, every project has a folder, every task connects back to the system. No more scattered screenshots, random Google Docs, or where the heck did I save that thing moment. And that's the point. This setup eliminates friction before it even starts. It's like prepping an operating room. I used to be a nurse. Everything is sterile, everything is organized, and in the right place. So when it's go time, I don't waste energy looking for tools. I just work and focus fully on what matters. It protects my mental energy. So when I step into my 2-hour block, I'm ready to work, not wasting time getting ready to work, which is so where I used to be. And now I'm going to show you how I use it to stay focused. And yes, I do often use a timer. I'll just set it for like an hour, then I'll maybe let myself go to the washroom or something, and then I come right back to it. I even walk on my treadmill while I work sometimes. It really helps me stay focused. So when I am doing a 2-hour flow, I will pick one key task and I will go deep. Maybe it'll be planning a coaching call or working on a sales page, writing content. That is it. So let me show you what that actually looks like.
Okay, so I'm sitting down for my 2-hour session, and I am just going to open up my Minimalist business ecosystem. If you choose to download this is what it looks like. So I would come down and say, okay, today I'm working on Instagram, and I would click on my Instagram, and I would come down here and I would say, all right, I'm going to open a new one up, and I'm really focused. I've already, I've set my timer. Maybe I'm walking on my treadmill, maybe I'm not, but I'm like focused. And before, when I said I wouldn't use the washroom, of course I would. But there we go. Click that, and maybe I want to write one about, I'm just going to write houses. And I will just be like, I'm going to do an Instagram reel about a house. And I would put down what is the content pillar. Maybe it's ADHD, ADHD houses. And I will write out the caption. I will put down the day I want to post it, put any notes, and I'm just like dialed in. I'm focused on this. Sometimes I will have a inspiration thing that I love, so I will put that there as well. An idea for the hook, and I will just sit and work on this, and then maybe when I'm done I will do another one. And if you look here, this is what it looks like when I have some of them filled out. And I might do like a couple in that 2 hours, or 3 or 4, or I will work on a YouTube video down here. And this one it comes with templates and all of that as well. So say I have this one and I am like, okay, so it's in ADHD. I've got the caption, and it's scripted and it's filmed because I like to have the status done as well, just so I know where I am. And I've got like the on-screen text, whatever. I filled it out. Once I've posted it, I can click post it, and I can actually filter it so that goes away, which is also really handy. Like after I've clicked it, so it's gone. And I really like that. And so that is just one quick example of how I'll do that. But then next, I'll just explain what I would do next after I've done like the actual brainstorming, like maybe before I've posted it.
So once it's written and filmed, on another day in another like focus block, I would switch into execution mode. I open Canva or Photoshop and I design the thumbnail and then drop every single asset, script, thumbnail, video file into their proper folders in my drive. It makes it so easy to find what I'm looking for later on. That is what this system is built for. Momentum. There's no guesswork, no creative energy wasted on trying to remember what you were doing or where you put things. Just clean, focused progress. This did not happen overnight. It took me years to figure out how to organize my business in a way that actually felt simple and made sense and was minimalist. And the coolest thing is that if you're ready to stop spinning and start flowing, you can set this system up in just 15 minutes and you're off to the races. And yes, you can do it while you're watching your favorite episode of Gilmore Girls while sipping tea, but we're not quite done. There's one very important step you don't want to forget. If you want this 2-hour focus session to keep working day after day, you can't just shut your laptop and run. There's one more step, the reset. So at the end of every work block, I take a few minutes just to close the loop. I will check off what is done. I will jot down what is next. I make sure everything is in its place physically and digitally. And as I mentioned, I love to use my planner, especially just for what I am working on. It's so nice sometimes when I'm just like sitting and watching YouTube at the end of the night. I will just like, if I'm feeling at all anxious about the next day, I'll just pick up my planner and just like review what I'm doing. It's so easy. I'm not like diving into my computer again because I like when it's closed for it to be closed. So when you make sure everything is in its place, it's like brushing your teeth. It's small, it's simple, and it keeps the buildup from getting gross. And then at the end of the week, I do what I call a weekly Friday reset. It is a quick sweep of everything across my business. Loose ends, lingering drafts, emails I didn't get to, files to file, notes I scribbled down. I tie it all up, I clean it out, and I prep my dashboard for the week ahead. I even have this checklist within the dashboard so it's easy to find. And it's not about perfection. It's about setting Monday you up for success so that you don't walk into a digital tornado and so you can jump into that flow again. Because if you don't reset, everything piles up. Sticky notes, half-finished drafts, random screenshots saved to your desktop, that one email that you meant to respond to 3 days ago still lurking. And when you work like this, you do not have to cram everything into one big push or stay up late catching up. You just reset. You reboot and you pick up where you left off with focus and calm. You might develop heart palpitations when I say the word email though. Now, if your inbox is constantly trying to sabotage your 2-hour block, you're not alone. Email chaos is sneaky, it looks productive, but really just one big attention leak. In the next video, I'm going to show you how I cleaned up my inbox, I simplified my entire email system, and I finally stopped letting my messages control my day. So if you want fewer distractions and more calm in your workflow, watch this next. I hope something great happens for you today. Stay tatty and mighty. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.